So you're an adult and a family member, friend, or a colleague is diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder in adulthood. And you've wondered now and then if you might have some of that as well, a little, a hint. Curious, you read several articles from reliable sources and you take an online screener test that suggests, yeah, you could have it. Ooh. But when you mention the possibility to other people, they bombard you with reasons why you couldn't possibly have that. And I don't mean the ones that start with ADHD, that's just a load of crap. What a bunch of you lazy. In my day, we were horsewhipped. It was a big horse. And that's what kids today, they should be taken out. I'm talking about the people who know a little bit about ADHD, admit it's a real disorder, but then disdain the possibility that you might have it for any number of reasons. It's especially galling when the dismissive doubter is a doctor. Oh, hi, I'm Rick Green. A while ago, I heard from one of our patrons. She did a lot of reading about ADHD before she got diagnosed. She took some online quizzes and she watched ADD and loving it. And everything sounded eerily familiar. So she went to see her family doctor, a general practitioner, and talked through all the reasons why it explains so many of the struggles in her life. And her doctor asked her one question. Do you have a university degree? Yes. Well then, if you could finish your degree, you can't possibly have ADHD. Really? Really? I mean, really? Apparently. But what about the many doctors that we've interviewed who have ADHD themselves? Did they not actually get their medical degrees? Did they just add the term doctor in front of their name, like Dr. Dre or Dr. and Tennille? Well, that was Captain. I don't know if that guy was a real captain. He looked a little, whatever Navy he was in, a hat, I think, was hiding a bald spot. I digress. I earned my degree, barely, from the University of Waterloo. That's the birthplace of a whole bunch of computer languages and the company Research in Motion, the folks who invented the BlackBerry. I got my bachelor's science, a 3-year degree. I'd planned to get a 4-year degree and perhaps move on to a master's, but here are my 2nd year and 3rd year marks. Let's see what we got here. 57, 70, 61, 51, 51, 50, 59, 56, 72, good. 89, oh yeah, that was the fine arts film course. You had to take some art courses. I did well in all of those. 72, 67, 83, and that's the nude drawing fine arts course. That was really, I could focus there. So if my ADHD had been diagnosed, I might have gotten 80 in some of these courses, or I might have dropped out sooner and switched to something more suited to me. Now, don't get me wrong, my career in comedy has been incredibly incredible, so I'm not upset about my meandering career path. I am upset with people, especially doctors, who are not all that well informed about ADHD, but act like they know everything and can diagnose it with one question. And to be fair, no doctor can know everything about every disease or diagnosis or disorder, and that's why we have specialists, including ADHD specialists. I completely understand that a family doctor, a general practitioner, won't know a ton about ADHD. Actually, my doctor knew a fair bit, and then I went along and eventually ended up educating her, giving her references for research and sources and so on. What's dangerous is a doctor making sweeping statements like that doctor did, throwing out definite conclusions based on misinformation, ignorance, or limited information. That offhanded dismissal could have ruined this woman's life, ruined her chance to get her ADHD handled. Luckily, she kept looking for more information and eventually for a new doctor. So 3 takeaways. First, a proper ADHD diagnosis takes time. It's not a 10-minute discussion. It could involve screener tests and a full interview. I actually got referred to an ADHD specialist. And you'll find some of the basic screener tests online that can help to suggest could be. It won't tell you for sure. It just says, yeah, could be. But a doctor will have access to more scientific questionnaires like the Wender-Utah checklist and the Brown's rating scale. Number 2, learn as much as you can before you see your family doctor. Arrive armed with evidence. Look over the official symptom list in the DSM that the doctors use. It's their book. I'll provide a link in the description. If it's an older doctor, you may be far better informed than they are. Bring your school report cards if you have them. Most of us will want to forget school. Luckily for me, my mom saved mine. I had no idea. 3, or is it third, or C, whatever it is, there's a strong genetic element to ADHD. It runs in families. The symptoms will have been there in childhood. So if you remember as little of your early years as I do of mine, go over the symptom list with someone who knew you back then, if you can. Preferably someone who isn't going to add layers of crap and guilt. Oh yeah, you were terrible. You should have been ashamed. Yeah, you were a loser, la la la. Not helpful. Because if it feels like it's a match and it resonates with you, keep looking into it. Dig deeper. In the meantime, thanks for watching. I hope this makes a difference for you. Do share your thoughts and your own experiences in the comments below, or you can become a patron and join a welcoming, non-judgmental community of rather diverse but like-minded souls. They're great people.